I'm going to fulfill another request today. Someone asked me to do another recipe with my air fryer. Okay, I did some research. I found a recipe that intrigued me, tandoori chicken. Now I gotta tell you, I'm not from India, so I don't know much about Indian cooking, but I like the idea of this. I don't know, there was something about this recipe that intrigued me. So let's do tandoori chicken. Okay, the first thing I need to do is prepare my marinade. So what I have here is 1/4 cup, roughly 50 grams of yogurt. You can use Greek yogurt or you can use whole regular yogurt. Then I need to put some minced ginger in there. So I have my microplane grater. I need about a tablespoon of minced ginger. I'm probably going to use most of this little knob of ginger here. Okay, I've got my ginger in there. And then I need about a tablespoon of garlic. So same thing, I have my garlic cloves. I'm going to use my microplane grater to grate some garlic in there. About a tablespoon. All right. Good. Now, if you like it, 1/4 cup, about 4 grams by weight of cilantro chopped. If you have the OR6A2 gene that makes cilantro taste like soap, you can use Italian parsley. I have that gene, so I'm using Italian parsley. 1/4 cup, well chopped. Teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to put in a good pinch, maybe a pinch and a half of salt in there. And then 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'm not a big one for spice, so I'm using 1/2 teaspoon. And then 1 teaspoon of turmeric. 1 teaspoon of garam masala. You can find on the internet recipes for making garam masala. It's a spice blend. I made my own. You can buy it as well, but it's so easy to make that I just made my own. And then finally 1 teaspoon of paprika. You can use smoked paprika. I'm actually using smoked. And then I'm going to mix all this together. Now what I have here is 1 pound, almost, 450 grams of chicken breast pieces. This was all from 1 chicken breast. I just cut it lengthwise into strips like that. And I'm going to put those in there. All right. And then I'm just going to start moving these around. So I'm wearing a glove to get all of this chicken well coated. I'm going to cover that with plastic and put that in the refrigerator and let that marinate for 30 minutes. My chicken now has been marinating for 30 minutes in the refrigerator. And I like to use parchment paper in my air fryer. I think it makes it a little bit easier to clean up. And I'm going to start layering my chicken pieces in there, trying to get these all into a single layer. All right, we can get this out of the way. There's my chicken in there. And I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the top. Not a lot. Okay, that's ready to go. I can set up my air fryer. All right, I'm putting my chicken in there. And then I want to set this to 350 degrees. And then set the time for 10 minutes. And it's starting to cook. After 10 minutes, open the air fryer and use tongs to turn all the pieces of chicken over and then cook them again for another 5 to 10 minutes at the same temperature. If you have a meat thermometer, check the internal temperature of the chicken when it's done. It should be up to about 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 75 degrees Celsius to be properly cooked for serving. So there is my tandoori chicken. I checked the internal temperature of that chicken. It was up above 160 degrees, 165 Fahrenheit, which was about 75 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to put some of these, 2 or 3 on my plate. I think would be a nice, generous serving. And then, because I love them, get this out of the way. Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. And then finally, you might want to squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on top for garnish. And you can even add, for your guests, couple of lemon wedges on the side. All right, so there is our plated tandoori chicken. And then one thing I want to experiment with, because I saw this in a recipe. See if I can figure this out. They said to take a piece of lettuce, put a couple of pieces of chicken on there. I'm going to use a couple of small ones here. And then roll this up, kind of like a tortilla. And serve it that way. Let's see what that tastes like. I'm really curious to see what this is going to taste like. A lettuce and chicken burrito. Let's give it a go. First time doing something like this. That chicken is really good. It's spicy. If you like spicy food, that's spicy. And I only used half a teaspoon of cayenne. You could really ramp that up if you wanted it really spicy, but I'm going to go and try and enjoy this very spicy meal. I'll put that on the side of my plate and eat that as well. Okay. And what I have is a very, to me, exotic paste there.